Hi guys, it's me, Trudy Lee. How's everybody doing? So it is kind of cloudy here today and a little bit cool. It's like 71, 72 degrees, and I had to get a little jacket on. To me, that's kind of cool because, I'm used to having 90 degrees. I'm used to being hot. I don't like it hot, but, I'm acclimated to it. So when it gets down in the 70s, it's a little cool. I had a short sleeve shirt on and I just couldn't take it anymore. So today is day 7 of the Trump trial. So some people say day 3 of the testimony trial, but it's been going on for 7 days now. But there's a lot more going on besides Donald Trump's hush money trial, a lot more. So I know you probably have heard already that Donald Trump's henchmen have been indicted by the Michigan and Arizona Attorney Generals. So that's Rudy Giuliani, Mark Meadows, Rudy Giuliani, Christina Bobb, John Eastman, and Boris Epshteyn, I think. I think the last 3 were his attorneys for their role in that fake elector scam. Yeah, finally. So they've been investigating this for, almost 2 years, I think. But why isn't Trump being indicted too? He is the co-conspirator. So why isn't he being indicted? Why do you think that is? This is what I feel is the reason why he hasn't been indicted yet. Because if he's indicted, he will get in front of it and he'll slow it way down. He's got all the resources, all that money that the GOP, all those people are sending him. He's got the attorneys and they can just file one thing after another and slow things down like crazy. So he's not been indicted. I do believe he will be indicted later on, but they don't want to slow this train down. So they know his tactics. They know how, how he can delay things. It's crazy. I mean, he's able to do it. He really is. We've seen it over and over and over again. So I just feel like they're waiting till, the last second to finally indict him. But I do think it's coming. Also today, the Supreme Court had a hearing. I'm going to say it like this. They had a hearing today to see if Trump is a king. I mean presidential immunity. But I did hear a little part of it. So when I put on my makeup, I'll try to listen to something while I'm doing my makeup, and I just stumbled across it, and it was coming to the very end, and I was listening to some of the justices question everyone. I would say the Republican part of the justices are so full of themselves and so drunk with power, because I believe that most everyone agrees that a president isn't above the law. They're just not. Why would they have presidential immunity, But, I really feel like this Republican part of the Supreme Court is going to do everything that they can to help Donald Trump. They really are. They're just like stumbling their way into it. So instead of saying, well, of course a president isn't above the law, they don't have presidential immunity, they're going to parse it out. They're going to see what indictment, what did he do? When did he do it? They're going to piece it all out. They're just going to go through it. It's crazy. So in the end, I feel like it's going to kind of be like a mixed bag. That's what I'm feeling. That, there's going to be things that Donald Trump's going to be really happy about. And there are going to be some things he's not happy about at all. So, some of the things that we wanted to see him prosecuted for won't happen, unfortunately. But other things will. And, yeah. This is why it's so important for us to vote Democratic. We need Biden there because we need more liberal justices. It's just so lopsided, you know. And Justice Thomas is 75 years old. I hope that he retires soon. Alito is 74. He could, you know, in the next 4 years, both of those people could retire. Now, I feel that Justice Thomas will retire. I think he has plans to do it and that he will retire, even if it means, you know, leaving the court with an open seat. I think, you know, we all can see that, you know, his priorities are his own. And Justice Alito, I feel that he really wants to retire because I'm getting like, there's things that he wants to do. So in his mind, he was going to travel and, you know, have a retirement, have a full, wonderful retirement. But he's going to be getting a lot of pressure to stay after Justice Thomas leaves. So, and they'll be like, you can't go, don't go. And so it's going to like hold him back a little bit. I really feel like he'll try to hold back. And even though there's things that he really wants to do, he's going to hold back. And I feel like he's going to have some health issues in the meantime during those 4 years. Now, he'll be under a doctor's care, and I don't think this is going to be a health issue that's going to make him retire or make him not be able to do his work or do his job. But I do feel like there's some serious things that he will be dealing with. You know, this is where free will takes place, and I'm seeing all these things happen. And I do feel like there's a big change coming up. So it may be that he'll go ahead and retire, but it's kind of on the fence because he wants to and people don't want him to, and he wants to stay there, and he's being pulled in. I feel he's being pulled in both directions. But, you know, he may get pressure from his family, and that may tip the scale. So we'll see what happens with him. I can't really call it with him because I feel pulled in both directions. I do feel Justice Thomas will retire, but Alito, he's like back and forth. So we'll have to see how free will plays out with him. And I just feel like it's going to be his family that really, you know, comes into play here. So I do... also, I feel like that Justice Kavanaugh is going to also go through some health challenges in the next few years, but I don't see him leaving, unfortunately. But I do feel like he's going to have some health challenges. So David Pecker is on the stand today. It's his third day testifying. My goodness. And, you know, the longer he's on the stand, the longer he's testifying, the more that he talks, the worse it gets for Donald Trump. And Donald Trump, he thinks it's kind of funny. He's, you know, if you listen to the news, he's there smirking. You know, he's got his eyes closed and he's smirking. And I guess he's, you know, remembering those times, all the things that Pecker's talking about, he's remembering them. So I guess he's remembering them fondly because, you know, he was a playboy and getting into all kinds of trouble and having to find somebody to pull his ass out of the fire. So also I heard that Pecker had said during a conversation, he's directly having conversations with Donald Trump. So he's linking Donald Trump to the campaign, and Donald Trump told him, "Thank you for helping with the campaign." So it's like a direct link. So like I said, the more he talks and recites things that were said, which I don't even know how you can remember having conversations and what was said. You know, I can't remember a conversation I had with somebody, you know, a month ago. Honestly, I don't know how these people have that kind of recall, but he does. And, you know, he may have been fond of Trump's money, but he likes his freedom much better. That's what I'm getting to. So they were friends and everything, and he was very helpful to Donald Trump at that time. And he knows a lot more about Donald Trump, a lot more. He has a lot more stories. He could tell so much more, but he's not being questioned about that. And you can only question him about, what's going on in the court right now. They can't question him about things they don't know about. They can't just, say, well, do you have anything else to tell us? They have to have some kind of link to Donald Trump that links to the campaign and all that. But there's a lot of different stories. I feel that Pecker knows about other women that have come forth with stories also. And they're worse. They're worse stories. They're worse stories than just being paid off. Okay, for entertainment purposes only, okay? I'm going to say that. This is for entertainment purposes only because I don't want to get in trouble. But I see Donald Trump putting his hand over a woman's mouth to keep her from screaming, And this woman was going to sell her story, and it was squashed too. So I don't think they have this woman's story. Maybe they do, and it'll come out. I don't know, but that's what I'm seeing. But he's got a lot of stories, y'all. He's got a lot of stories. So he could probably write a book, and we'd all buy it. We would all buy it. Can you imagine that you have somebody that could actually do that? You can go and be a bad person and do all kinds of things, and know that if a story gets out there, you've got the money to pay somebody to be quiet. And you have somebody to do that up front for you. That's, the National Enquirer. The National Enquirer. I mean, who believes anything the National Enquirer ever said any day of the week? I mean, come on. There was a time that it was, a fun piece of dirt rag to read. I don't think people really read it anymore, But, you're going through the grocery store and you see the headlines. And the National Enquirer used to be really prominent. I don't even know if it's probably there. I don't know. I don't pay any attention to those things. But I do remember back in, the day when I was younger, 80s and 90s. And I'm sure in the 70s too that it was very prominent. So anyway. Y'all stay tuned for day 8. We'll see who's going to come up next in testimony. I don't know if Pecker's going to be on the stand again. I think the strategy, I feel the strategy here will be to make this trial go on as long as they can. So they said from 6 to 8 weeks. I feel they'll probably take as much time as they can. They are going to stretch this out as long as they can, which is good for us. It's good for Biden, good for us, good for all the Democrats. It's good. So I hope they take their sweet time questioning every single one of the witnesses, everybody that's there to testify against Trump. Take your time. Take 2 months. Take 3 months. Hopefully they'll take a long time, a long time. So that'll be less time for him to campaign. And, I do believe he'll be convicted. But we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Okay, guys, thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Do something kind for somebody. It'll always come back to you. And if you would like to get a reading with me, look down below. If you would like to have a healing session, I've been doing a lot of healing sessions lately. That's really what I'd love to do. I know I haven't really been sending out a lot of healing videos. I've done a few on TikTok, so if you want to look me up on TikTok. And I got Addie Cat on my TikTok, y'all. Oh, I want to tell you. I put up this TikTok of Addie Cat that my grandson took it yesterday evening. We have deer all around the land. and she will stalk the deer. She really does stalk the deer. And I have some video of her stalking a deer and the deer running away, that she just chased him out of the yard. Well, she was getting ready to stalk this deer, and this deer almost stomped her. I mean, that close to stomping her. She almost got it in the head with a hoof. So if you want to go look at that, it's on my TikTok. It's Trudy Lee. So Trudy Lee Tarot with, go look at it. Thank goodness Addie Cat moved quickly. All right, guys. Love you. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.